Welcome, treasure hunters. Imagine a simple dime worth more than gold, or even diamonds. Sounds unbelievable, right? But rare Roosevelt dimes still hiding in circulation have sold for shocking prices. These tiny coins, often created due to minting mistakes, have turned into real numismatic treasures. In this video, we're revealing 6 of the rarest and most valuable dimes still out there. Could you already have one in your pocket? Stay tuned, you won't believe how much these hidden gems can be worth. Number 1. Have you ever thought a simple dime in your pocket could be worth a fortune? What if I told you a rare 1967 US dime might actually be a hidden treasure? Collectors are constantly searching for these valuable coins, and some have sold for incredible amounts at auctions. But what makes them so special, and how can you identify one? Watch till the end, because you might discover you already own one. The 1967 Roosevelt dime is an interesting part of American coin history, not just because of its age, but because of how it was made. During this time, the U.S. Mint faced production challenges, which led to errors and unusual variations that make certain 1967 dimes highly valuable today. Collectors and experts actively hunt for these coins, and their value can go far beyond what most people expect. So what exactly makes this dime stand out? First, 1967 was a transitional period in coin production. The U.S. Mint had recently shifted from silver coins to clad coinage. Because of this change, many dimes ended up with inconsistencies in their metal composition. Some rare examples also feature minting errors that significantly increase their value. If you find one with the right features, you could be holding a small fortune. Errors play a major role in determining a coin's value, and the 1967 dime has some fascinating ones. One of the most well-known is the double die error, where parts of the design appear duplicated, especially in the lettering or on Roosevelt's profile. Another valuable mistake is the off-center strike, where the design is misaligned, giving the coin an unusual appearance. There are also rare full torch bands, where the torch on the reverse shows complete, sharp details, something uncommon for this year. And don't forget the missing clad layer error. Some 1967 dimes were struck without their outer nickel coating, revealing the copper core underneath. These types of errors can turn an ordinary dime into an extraordinary collectible. To identify these valuable features, examine your coin carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering and Roosevelt's face for any doubling. If the design appears shifted or incomplete, it could be an off-center strike. Check the torch on the reverse. Clear, strong lines could indicate a full band's variety. And if the coin has a copper tone or looks like it's missing its outer layer, it might be one of those rare error coins. Understanding these details is important because while thousands of 1967 dimes exist, only a small number carry the rare features that make them valuable. Many people have unknowingly spent these coins as regular change simply because they didn't recognize them. If you believe you've found a rare 1967 dime, your next step should be professional grading and evaluation. Trusted grading services like PCGS and NGC can confirm its authenticity and condition, both of which greatly impact its value. Once verified, you might be wondering, where can you sell it? There are several options. Online platforms like eBay and heritage auctions are popular places where collectors actively bid on rare coins. You can also visit a local coin dealer or attend coin shows to get expert opinions and offers. Some of the most valuable 1967 dimes have been sold through professional auctions, where serious collectors compete to add them to their collections. So here's the big question. Could you already be holding one of these valuable dimes without realizing it? Check your coin jars, go through your old collections, and let us know in the comments if you find a 1967 dime. You never know, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. Some rare examples have sold anywhere between $2,600 and $47,000 depending on their rarity and condition. So don't ignore your spare change, treasure could be hiding in plain sight. Number 2. What if I told you there's a dime so rare, so legendary? Imagine checking your loose change and spotting a simple dime, just 10 cents, only to discover it could be worth thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that a rare 1977 US dime might still be hiding in everyday circulation, waiting to be found? Collectors are constantly searching for these hidden treasures, and some have already sold for shocking prices. Stay with me till the end, because you might be closer to a valuable discovery than you think. The 1977 Roosevelt dime is an interesting piece for collectors. Not just because of its age, but because of the rare errors and unusual variations that exist. While millions of these dimes were produced, only a very small number carry the special features that make them worth serious money today. The secret is knowing exactly what to look for. Most people spend these coins every day without even noticing. But hidden among ordinary dimes are rare versions that can turn a small coin into a big payday. So what makes a 1977 dime so valuable? The biggest factor is minting errors. During production, small mistakes at the mint created rare varieties that collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for. These errors can transform a normal coin into something truly special. One of the most valuable errors is the double die variety. This happens when the coin is struck incorrectly, causing parts of the design, like the date, the word Liberty, or even Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile, to appear slightly doubled. Another rare error is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned, making the coin look partially cut off. Then there's the missing clad layer error, where the outer layer is missing and the copper core shows through, giving the coin a unique two-tone appearance that collectors love. Now the important question, how can you spot one? Start by examining your coin carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering like Liberty and In God We Trust. If you notice doubling, that's a strong sign. Check the edges. If the design looks uneven or shifted, it might be off-center. And if you see a copper-like color instead of the usual silver tone, you could have a missing clad layer. Knowing these details can make all the difference. Thousands of 1977 dimes are still out there, but only a few carry these rare traits. And many people unknowingly spend them without realizing their true value. If you think you've found one, your next step is simple: get it checked by professionals. Services like Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can authenticate your coin and assign it a grade. A higher grade combined with a rare error can dramatically increase its value. Once verified, you can sell your coin through auctions or online platforms where collectors actively compete. Websites like eBay or heritage auctions are popular choices, and coin shows or local dealers are also great options. Some rare 1977 dimes have already sold for anywhere between $2,000 and over $30,000 depending on their condition and rarity. So next time you check your pocket or open your coin jar, take a closer look. That ordinary-looking dime might not be so ordinary after all, and your next big discovery could be right in your hands. What if I told you that an ordinary 1985 D Roosevelt dime could be worth thousands of dollars? It might sound unbelievable, but some of these coins are still quietly circulating today, waiting to be discovered. A few lucky collectors have already turned a simple 10-cent coin into a life-changing treasure. The real question is, could one be sitting in your pocket right now without you even knowing? Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly what to look for and how to tell if you're holding a hidden jackpot. The 1985 D Roosevelt dime is considered one of the most desirable dimes from the 1980s. Even though millions were produced, only a tiny fraction contain rare minting errors that make them extremely valuable today. These errors happen during the production process, and because they are so uncommon, collectors are willing to pay serious money for them. So what makes this coin so valuable? It all comes down to rare error varieties. Some of the most valuable ones include double die errors, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers. Not every 1985 D dime has these features, but if you know what to check, you could find one worth thousands. One of the most exciting errors is the double die. This happens when the design is struck more than once in a slightly misaligned way, creating a noticeable doubling effect. You might see this on the date, the lettering, or even Roosevelt's face. If you notice shadow-like outlines or extra thickness in the design, that could be a major sign. Another valuable error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't perfectly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to shift, or even be missing. The more off-center the coin is, the rarer and more valuable it becomes. Then there's the missing clad layer, one of the most eye-catching errors. Normally, dimes have a silvery outer layer over a copper core. But in rare cases, this outer layer is missing, exposing the copper underneath. These coins often appear darker or have a two-tone look, making them highly collectible. Now, how do you spot these rare coins? Start by examining your dime carefully under bright light or with a magnifying glass. Look closely at the date and lettering for any doubling. Check if the design is off-center. And pay attention to the color. If you notice unusual copper tones instead of the normal silver appearance, you might have something special. Thousands of 1985D dimes are still out there in everyday circulation, but only a few carry these valuable errors. Most people spend them without a second thought, completely unaware they might be giving away a small fortune. If you think you've found one, the next step is professional grading. Services like PCGS or NGC can verify authenticity and assign a grade, which plays a huge role in determining value. The better the condition, the higher the price. When it comes to selling, you have several options. Online platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or Stax Bowers can connect you with serious buyers. You can also visit coin dealers, attend coin shows, or explore numismatic events where collectors are actively searching for rare pieces. Some of these 1985D era dimes have sold for anywhere between $900 and $27,000, depending on their rarity and condition. So now think about it. Have you ever really checked your pocket change? Your next big discovery could be hiding in plain sight. The 1987D Roosevelt dime is one of those coins that looks completely ordinary at first glance, but for collectors, it can turn out to be a hidden treasure. Surprisingly, some of these dimes have already sold for thousands of dollars, and the most exciting part is that many are still out there in everyday circulation. So make sure you stay until the end, because you might already have one sitting in your pocket without even realizing it. Now you might be wondering what makes the 1987D dime so special. It's not just about age. Millions of these coins were minted, but only a small number carry rare errors and unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable. These small minting mistakes can turn a simple 10-cent coin into something collectors are eager to pay big money for. One of the most valuable features to look for is a doubling effect on the coin. This happens when the coin is struck improperly, causing parts of the design to appear duplicated. You might notice slight shadowing or extra outlines in the lettering, the date, or even in Roosevelt's profile. If you spot something like this, there's a chance you could be holding a rare and valuable variety. Another thing to watch for is when the design appears shifted to one side. This happens if the coin wasn't properly aligned during the minting process. In some cases, part of the coin may even look blank. The more off-center the design is, the rarer and more desirable the coin becomes among collectors. There's also a very interesting error where the outer layer of the coin is missing. Normally, dimes have a silvery appearance, but in this case, the copper core underneath becomes visible. These coins often have a two-tone or slightly reddish color, making them stand out immediately and increasing their value significantly. If you want to check whether your 1987D dime is valuable, start by examining it carefully under bright light or with a magnifying glass. Pay close attention to the lettering and date for any unusual doubling. Look at the edges and overall design to see if anything appears misaligned or incomplete. Also, notice the color. If it looks different from a typical dime, it could be a sign of a missing layer. Even today, thousands of 1987D dimes are still in circulation, but only a small percentage have these rare features. Many people spend them without ever noticing their hidden value, which is why taking a closer look at your change could lead to an incredible discovery. If you believe you've found one, the next step is to get it professionally checked and graded. Trusted services like PCGS and NGC can confirm if your coin is genuine and determine its condition, which plays a huge role in how much it's worth. Coins in excellent condition or with rare errors can sell for impressive amounts at auctions. When it comes to selling, there are several good options. Online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and Stacks Bowers allow you to connect with serious collectors. You can also visit coin shows or a reputable coin dealer for a direct evaluation and possible sale. Some rare 1987 D dimes have sold for anywhere between $1,600 and $8,000, depending on their condition and the type of error they have. So don't ignore your pocket change, because your next big discovery could be right in your hands. Imagine holding a simple dime that could secretly be worth thousands of dollars. 1990p Roosevelt dime might be one of the most underrated hidden treasures still quietly circulating today. And the surprising part is that most people don't even realize it. Right now, a valuable coin could be sitting unnoticed in your pocket, your coin jar, or even mixed in with your everyday change. Stay with me till the end, because I'm going to show you exactly what makes this dime special, which rare errors you need to look for, and how a simple coin could turn into serious money. The 1990p Roosevelt dime has caught the attention of collectors over the years because of a few rare varieties and minting errors that can make it extremely valuable. While millions were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, only a tiny number carried the unique flaws that collectors are willing to pay big money for. So what makes this coin so special? It all comes down to rare mint errors, and how difficult they are to find. First, let's talk about one of the most exciting errors, the double die variety. This happens when the coin is struck more than once by the die, creating a noticeable doubling effect. If you carefully examine the date, the word Liberty or Roosevelt's profile and see slight overlapping or shadow-like details, you might be holding something rare. Another valuable error to watch for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to be shifted or missing. The more off-center the design is, the more collectible and valuable the coin becomes. Then there's one of the most eye-catching errors, the missing clad layer. Normally, dimes have a silver-colored outer layer over a copper core. But in rare cases, that outer layer is missing, exposing the copper underneath. These coins often have a distinct reddish or two-tone appearance, making them highly desirable among collectors. Now you might be wondering, how can you actually spot these valuable coins? The best method is simple: take a close look. Use a bright light or a magnifying glass and carefully inspect your dimes. Check for doubling in the text, look for misaligned designs, and pay attention to any unusual colors or surface differences. What seems like an ordinary coin at first glance could actually be worth hundreds, or even thousands. Understanding these details is key. Many people spend their coins every day without checking them, completely unaware they could be passing up a hidden treasure. But if you start paying attention, you might find something incredible. So what should you do if you think you've found a rare 1990p dime? Your first step should be professional grading. Trusted companies like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin and assign it a grade, which plays a huge role in determining its value. The better the condition, the higher the potential price. Once your coin is verified, you have several options to sell it. Online platforms like eBay, major auction houses, coin dealers, and numismatic events are all great places to connect with serious buyers. And here's the exciting part: some rare 1990p dimes have sold for anywhere between $600 and as much as $44,000, depending on their condition and the type of error they have. So now the question is, could you already have one of these rare coins without even knowing it? Take a moment to check your pocket change, your old collections, or that jar of coins at home. Your next big discovery might be hiding in plain sight.